But in this video, we'll so we have RDS database, my database already created. So it is of MySQL database using MySQL community engine. And what we'll do is we'll first I will try to create a Lambda function which will connect to my database and then read the data from this database. To install, we need to create a function. So let's go ahead and create the function. Create the function. Now we need to make sure that this function that we are creating is also in the same VPC as the database. So we need to just it's ending with 95 CE. So let's go ahead and create a function. You can say my RDS test. We'll write in Python. Then additional configuration. So we need to do the VPC. We need to make sure it's same VPC. So 95 CE. Okay, subnets. Let's choose 1A, 1B, and security groups. So I already created two security groups, RDS to Lambda and Lambda to RDS. I'll include both. Okay. And so it is connecting to this port and then the security group. So let's create the function. So to access from Lambda or from Python code, the RDS, we need to use pymysql library. So we'll create a layer for that as well. So to create layer, there are certain steps that we need to follow. So let's do those while we are waiting. So let's create folder structure. So I'm layer pymysql layer. We have this folder Python, and so we created this. So now let's do pip install. Okay, so pip install. So it will create the performance. Let's hit enter. Okay, successfully installed. Now, now we need to compress the folder and create a zip file. So for that, we'll just use Windows functionality. So we are in this folder C by MySQL dash layer. And now what we need to do is we need to zip the folder. So compress, compress to zip file, and we'll call it layer.zip. So we have that ready, and we need to go to Lambda and then load this. So let's go to, so function was successfully created just in time. So let's go to Lambda. Let's go to layers, create layer, pymysql layer, description same, upload zip file. We upload the zip file, runtime. So Python 3.13 and click create. So layer created. And let's go to Lambda. Let's open our function. Function my RDS test. What's this? On layers, add layer, custom layer. So we have this. And it was version 3. Um, then let's add. So it's updated. Now let's go to the code and let's test see if it imported, if the import works. By MySQL, deploy. Successfully deployed. Let's go to test. Let's create test event. Private, just leave the values as is for now. Click on save and then click on test. So the import is working, the layer is working. So now we have that. So now we need to add code for to be able to connect to the Dynamo, the our MySQL data. So I already stored the host name, username, password, the database name in the environment variables for the Lambda function, and then we'll call it out using os.environ. Okay, so let's get going. So let's first create a connection object. So pymysql host username. Okay, so everything is in here. So we have got the connection object. Now let's get the cursor. Hit the cursor. I'm saying select star from users because that's our table. Print result. Let's say if this works, and then we'll try to insert. Okay, insert deploy. And let's test. Okay, it worked. Okay, so I'd inserted multiple rows, so manually. So I have this data in here. Now let's print properly. Row and result. Let's print, and we'll remove this print. Then we'll just define the results local. Dot close. Okay, let's deploy. Test it. Okay, so it's getting all these users. So instead of star as best practices is deploy, test. Okay, so all right, so let's start making changes for insert. So first we'll read the parameters from event. So we'll just say user ID is equal to event user ID, uh, gender is equal to gender, and then we got region ID. The only thing is we get register time from, so we'll use the time function to get the time, and then here we'll insert the insert statement. So insert into users, user ID, gender, region ID, register time values as user ID, gender, region ID, register time. Okay, so that works. Okay, and we commit. Okay, and I think that's it. So let's deploy. Now I tweaked the select query to sort descending by the register time, so we can easily see the data inserted. And so I'm going to deploy. No changes to already deployed. So let's test. Okay, so if you look at the last record, the register time is 0766. So let's test one more time. And now it is 778. So if we hit one more time, it is 782. So as you can see, the records are getting inserted. So this is how you can integrate Lambda and RDS on the downstream side. and on the front end you can integrate with Confluent or SQS or whatever you want to. But this is how you can create data pipelines. Thank you.